Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we've got myself, Strap Facts, John, and we got
the Dominican Dream, baby. This is Papi Platano.
There he is. And we've got the host of the show. We've got
I'm the notorious one. I am Dom. Boo.
That's right. And we're covering WCW Halloween Havoc 1997, a historic pay-per-view for many reasons, some good, some bad, some all in between, but that's what we're here to talk about. So, Dom, what have we got going on with Halloween Havoc from WCW 1997?
All right, this show takes place from the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada, the home of WrestleMania 41. Papi Platano, did you get your tickets?
Out.
No.
Strap Facts, did you get your tickets?
I've got tickets.
You got tickets?
I've got
And
tickets.
as for me, no, I didn't get no tickets. I couldn't be in the building.
Well, Dom, you say Las Vegas is the home of WrestleMania 41, and you are absolutely correct. But when I think about WCW Halloween Havoc and the MGM Grand Arena, I think about other WCW Halloween Havocs that took place in that arena. I also think about WWE Money in the Bank 2020. One of them that was in Las Vegas, I call it one of the worst shows I've ever been to, which means sometimes we're gonna have to review it. It's the one where Austin Theory won Money in the Bank. Oh. What a terrible show that was. Jeez. But that also took place in the MGM Grand Garden Arena, whatever the hell it's called. What is it called? But, yeah, that was a show. I was glad to be there in that arena. I'm like, this is where Hogan Warrior 2 took place, man. But it's also where all the fabulous matches that we're going to talk about for Halloween Havoc 97 also took place, Dom.
Well, since you mentioned Money in the Bank, I'm just curious. Where did Otis win the Money in the Bank at? I know it was on the rooftop.
Titan Tower.
What year was that?
COVID,
man. 2020.
2020.
Damn, been that long? Wow. And Otis is still over. I can't even say it.
Oh,
The New World Odor.
Yep, that's a clip right there, baby.
Oh, Lord. All right, let's get into it. Our commentary team, we have Tony Schiavone, Dusty Rose.
That's right, JR.
And our topic for next week, Bobby the Brain Heenan. All things Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bobby Brain Heenan won the poll.
Yes. So are we getting Cool Ray back?
I don't know. You know he don't like to do virtual.
Bobby Heenan, it's just best.
Cool Ray don't like to work on Tuesdays.
That's fine.
That's fine. It don't gotta be Tuesday. It don't gotta be Wednesday. It ain't gotta be Thursday. It ain't gonna be Friday. It gotta be on time. It don't have to be early. It don't have to be late.
It doesn't matter. When
None of it matters.
All that matters is show up.
Just show up.
This cursed show.
All right, our first match, we have Yugi Nagata with Sonny Ono taking on the Ultimo Dragon. And at this time, you know, Ultimo Dragon is going against his former manager, Sonny Ono. John, you want to give a background on how this took place? What happened? Why is he going against him right now?
I'd almost buy Dom a breakfast brunch burger just to have him read off the entire lineup of a New Japan Pro Wrestling show. What was the background of who now?
Ultimo Dragon and Sonny Ono.
Ultimo Dragon, Sonny Ono. Well, Sonny Ono was a typical, heel manager, a Japanese heel manager. Started as not as a photographer, but he was taking a lot of pictures and stuff like that. This was in the early days of, it was Starrcade 1995, one of the weird Starrcades. Hell, all Starrcades are weird, but it was one of the Starrcades where New Japan infiltrated WCW, and they're having a lot of New Japan stars wrestling WCW guys. So you have I'm not sure who faced Macho Man at that pay-per-view, but maybe around the surrounding Nitros or Saturday nights TV shows, he'd be wrestling, Kurosawa or something. And it's like, why is this happening? It's just integration with New Japan Wrestling. And that's, as a matter of fact, that's during one of those trips. That's where Eric Bischoff came up and stole the NWO idea from Japan. But Sonny Ono was one of the first guys introducing foreign menaces to WCW, including Ultimo Dragon at first. But as storylines go, kind of resembles. I can't really pinpoint it in my head. I mean, maybe like a Don Callis bringing in guys, especially with Takeshita and guys.
Oh man.
Just bringing guys to fight. It was supposed to be Kenny Omega, who's been injured, out of service for over a year now. That was the idea. But, yes, anyway, Sonny Ono, just the manager, bringing in foreign talent from New Japan to fight the Rey Mysterios, Dean Malenko's, Eddie Guerrero's. But now he's infighting with his own guy. That's why he had to bring in extra help from Eugene Gatana. Hi. Yuji Nagata, the infamous Yuji Nagata, Blue Justice, as it were. I mean, I've only known him as the old man, but not as this young whippersnapper. But I always remembered this guy's name. He had a very great, unique name. But to be honest, I never really paid attention to him back in the day. I didn't care, but he was always on WCW with the infamous Nagata Lock. I don't even know what that move is.
You want to find out, play WCW NWO Revenge on the N64, John. You can find out. See what his move was.
Is he in there?
He is. He's in there.
Oh, wow.
That's why I didn't recognize him. I'm like, wait a minute. He look different from that old
He didn't have D'Lo's chest protector. That's why.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. But it was a interesting opening match right there. And, Yugi, how you say it? It doesn't matter. Nagata, he was working on the Dragon's elbow the whole time during the match, whatever. But the Dragon was still hot. That Dragon whip, I love that.
Yeah.
Like just the way you see him move and all that, direction like that. Like how that shit's impressive. Like, that shit look like it could really work. Like that shit does
He's almost
damage
too smooth.
Yeah. To everybody that he ever did that to, I'm like, yo, that shit's so impressive. You don't see it like that anymore.
No, you really don't. It's crazy looking back on this match too. I was thinking the same thing, but there was a point in the match where I think Nagata went for his finisher or his submission, and even Bobby the Brain Heenan pointed out he's working the arm. Now he's going for the leg. That was stupid. I was thinking the same thing. Like, you work the arm the whole time, and then you go for the leg for the finisher. Come on, use your brain, brother. You got to other way around. But, like you said, man, Dragon, I think it's because he went to Mexico to learn that luchador style also, which is something I wish WWE would do with some of their wrestlers. Instead of just having that one style that's universal to them, you have wrestlers that come from different backgrounds, and you have that one mesh where you're like, oh, this style with this style. I love WWE. I always love them, but sometimes, you should get some guys that aren't in your system and get a different perspective on wrestling. You'll get better matchups, and maybe some of the casuals will come in and be like, oh, that's different. That's not what I'm used to. Just my opinion.
That's a good point.
That's why I started watching WCW for a while around this time. The Cruiserweight style was... I knew about the luchador style, but when you add in Dragon, that's when they had a little bit of that New Japan strong style in it too. So that kept my attention for a while as a young kid.
Was he Asian or was he?
Yeah, he's Japanese.
Descent? Okay.
He was Japanese, but I think he married someone down in Mexico and ended up living down there. So Ultimo Dragon, one of us.
All right. Well, it was a decent opening match. Like Platino was saying, Yuji Nagata kept working on the arm, and Dragon was going for the Dragon Sleeper, but Nagata, he pounded him right quick. Then he made Dragon tap out, and then after the match, you see Sonny Ono attack Dragon, and he kicked him in the arm.
Yep.
Strap, what's your thoughts on this match?
It was one of those matches where, like, the crowds might have seemed a little quiet, but that's only because they were paying attention and they're actually into it, which is, stark contrast between WCW crowds at that time and WWF crowds. You could be a nobody I'm not saying Ultimo Dragon and Yuji Nagata are nobodies, but you could be a relative unknown, and they would appreciate and respect your efforts. And if you're the WWF, you could have, someone with the legacy of Harley Race coming in there or something like that. But since he never stepped foot in WWF ring, no one would care.
They hit you with that Conor McGregor. Who the fuck are you?
Why is the first opponent always Sheamus?
He was a lot of opening matches. I've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
He's an opening match guy. No, but the fans, the real fans, could appreciate this match, and it was obviously well worked, well done, and not bad. Not bad as an opener for the show.
I agree.
This match matters.
It does matter.
All right, our next match, we have Gedo taking on Chris Jericho. John, did I say that right?
Yeah.
All right.
Many pronunciations.
So,
Gedo.
I'm used to seeing Gedo in New Japan later on with what was he with? Was he with the Bullet Club? With the goatee and all that stuff? That's what I know him as. Like, I'm not familiar with this Gedo right here with the skin,
wrestler.
the skinhead, the blonde hair. Like, I wasn't used to that. Like,
Japanese skinhead. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love what Dusty said, too. He's like, oh, he's stealing from me. Got the hell.
What's that dude's name from Rush Hour?
Oh, Juntao.
Juntao, there you go. Like Juntao. That's what he looked like right there.
That wasn't even Juntao anyway. It was just somebody who.
Watching Rush Hour. I mean, I'm not saying it's one of the. It's such a long time, that movie, but it's one of those movies that has been left on the TV in the hotel room with all the boys, and it's just kind of like no one's changing the channel.
No.
And you just watch it, you're just like, Jesus, it's like, man, this movie used to be the hottest shit, and for me personally, it's just kind of just disappeared, but it's there, and it's like, Rush Hour.
Was that movie in 1997?
Yeah. And it's other two sequels, so.
Juntao. 1998. There you go. Got it from this one right here. Oh, let me put Juntao in this match.
But Gedo and Gedo they had appearances in ECW as well, so they've had some U.S. history elsewhere.
I didn't know he was on ECW.
Well, ECW had lots of people that no one knew about. They had Ron Simmons. They had the Steiner brothers.
That's crazy. I didn't know they had Ron Simmons. I seen it on TikTok. I was like, wait a minute. And he was a tag team with Scorpio and all that, yeah.
Oh, wow.
For all our action figure collectors, here at the Waterford Target, the busiest Target of all time, they've got the new Legends series featuring Farouk Assad in his Nation of Domination attire, and one, they call it, what do they call it? They call it a variation. He's in a different, tribal attire.
Like a chase, basically?
A chase. That. Thank you, Platino. A
get
real collector. No, I didn't get it. It's still on the shelf.
Oh,
You can go get it. And if you use a Target Circle offer, you get 25% off.
I am a member.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Mr. Ron Simmons, it might be a shelf warmer. That's what we call them. So, but I found the variant. I found it today. Damn, my figure ain't worth much. What's that store at the Foxwoods outlets? It's not K&M, or is it?
it is Kano.
Still K&M?
Yeah, still Kano.
All right, you buy it at K&M, it's $50 next time Ron Simmons comes to town. But you can get it for $22.99 with 25% off at Target today.
I gotta find out when Godfather D'Lo come back. I gotta get that T-shirt signed. I got a T-shirt with the Nation Domination, man, and
Who you need, D'Lo or Godfather?
I need the last four. The number one I'm never gonna get is probably The Rock.
He said the last four, so I'm assuming.
All
I got
five?
I got Farouk.
I got Farouk.
I got the main one.
Told
I
you
got the
met
leader.
I met every single one of them except for Rock. That's
Rocky.
it. That's the only one I need to meet.
Good luck.
Hey, That's the only one left, brother. It's the only one left.
You want to meet Godfather? All you got to go to is the Rhode Island Comic Con. He'll be out there.
Oh, there you go. We got to go out there then.
That shit too expensive.
Damn it.
I want to get that Flair autograph or Flair photo. That shit like $100 or $200, something like that. I'm like, God damn, for a selfie?
Sorry, brother.
Selfie.
Yeah.
Anywho.
All right.
Yeah.
John, who's Gedo?
He's the booker for New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, that's it? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's as you can see here, he has a legacy in wrestling as an actual pro wrestler, which gives him credibility. And you know, a guy that's never been set foot in a wrestling ring, Dave Meltzer, Miro, you can go fuck yourself. I heard the shit you've been saying. You're nobody. You ain't nobody. You know what day today is? It's not Miro Day. It will never be Miro Day. Anyway.
Wow. Okay.
So yes, Gedo has experience as a pro wrestler, therefore he can have paying his dues, so he can be the booker for New Japan. He's been booker for a very long time. He got his most fame as attaching himself with the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada until he turned on him and joined Bullet Club and joined up with guys like Switchblade. I don't really know what he's up to lately because I don't follow New Japan anymore. So, but he's still booking New Japan.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on this match?
It was just one of those. Where it's like Jericho, huh? Like 10 years ago, you would not skip. It's like, who is this guy? Another Super Calo. Another guy on the roster they just threw in there, light heavyweight number one contender, Papi Chulo or Mr. Aguila for Taka Michinoku at WrestleMania. Like, who? But it was just a match. Jericho was, but this time, he's still, he wasn't fully developed yet. So this is just another match for him to get under his belt. Don't got much to say about it.
Jericho wins with the Lion Tamer.
I got something to say. He almost killed himself, the poor guy.
Oh, yeah, when he went for that top rope Frankensteiner?
Oh, my God. I was worried for him. I'm just like, did he wrestle the next couple weeks after that? Because, man, I'm glad you're still okay at Jericho and doing your thing with Fozzy and everything, but please don't ever do that again. Scared the shit out of me.
You want to get scared about Jericho? Check him out, Terrifier 3.
Damn right.
Killed.
Don't do a line salt
had
no
a
more.
sign.
Hi, guys. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Art.
Yeah, but no, that Frankensteiner, the announcers, they try to sell it. Oh, he blocked in the midair. Like, no, he didn't.
No, he did not.
Yo, I had to rewind it right quickly. No.
I will give the announcers credit, though, because when you see a mistake, you got to cover it up, man. You got to go with it, and you don't want to, enhance it. It's very unique and not something that a lot of guys know or can do at such a rapid response to something like that, because in this day and age, he probably would have just got taken out the match for a concussion, because that was dangerous. But he finished it. I give him that.
Okay. Oh, go ahead, John.
Speaking of bad ideas, because every person, whether a lot of people can have good ideas, a lot of people can have bad ideas, and I believe this was a bad idea, even though they might deny it, because he's watching Wade Keller of the Pro Wrestling Torch. Yeah, he's our number one fan. But I used to read the Pro Wrestling Torch. That was my first dirt sheet back in the day, and I remember something like that. A botch would happen. And he suggested, I don't know when he suggested, I'm not going to go in the archives and look for it. What would that prove? Prove me right. But one of the suggestions was hey, everyone knows pro wrestling is a performance. It's an art. It's not legit. So what if a botch happens? We should just call it out. Oh, well, it looks like Jericho botched that Hurricanrana on Gedo, and he's lost, and he's trying to get his senses back. And it's like, was that a good idea? It's like, no, this is the story, man. Like if it's a Hollywood movie, and Jason Voorhees slashes someone and the blood doesn't spout out, it's like, what are you gonna do? Have the director go, cut? All right, reset. It's like, no. So just speaking on some terrible ideas, from dirt sheet writers. That's not Dave Meltzer. That was one of them from Wade Keller, I believe. So, look.
You know what was a terrible idea for WCW? I think it was when New Blood, that regime.
Oh God.
And the blood came from the ceiling, and then all you hear is Tony Schiavone saying, "It's red, it's red, it's red coming down." Like, just say blood, Tony.
Wasn't it they were supposed to get Nash, and then he quote unquote missed?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. You're the guy that probably in the booking meetings you're like,
I
you ain't gonna get me.
That's substance. Whatever that substance is.
It's red.
It's red. By God, it's red.
All right. For our next match, this is the reason why we chose this show right here. Probably one of the greatest matches of all time. Hell, is the match of the night, I would say. We have Rey Mysterio Jr. taking on Eddie Guerrero. This is the Cruiserweight title versus the Mask right here. Eddie Guerrero is your Cruiserweight champion.
Hold on 1 second. You guys can continue.
What are we at the end of Buff Bagwell's interview again? My goodness.
All right, so
sorry, Dom.
Ray comes out with the Phantom outfit on.
Phantom. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Phantom. Oh my God, no.
Oh Lord.
Hey, thanks, Dom. Appreciate this.
Oh Jesus.
I might do the rest of the show like this.
If you change your name at the same time, that'd be really triple impressive.
For real.
Oh, I got you.
No wait. I'll be back, guys.
There you go. There you go. And the fans are chanting Eddie sucks. But you know what? This is one of the greatest matches of all times. Definitely tune in, watch this match. It's a fast-paced match, and Eddie and Ray, them being the best of friends, they laid it in on each other. And Ray at this time, he tried to do some high risk, he crash and burns.
Fans, if you're listening, you need to watch the YouTube channel because we just got a clip for the days.
Oh man.
I look like Excalibur right now. Jesus.
Hey, Guzman. I don't know why. I got like 4 masks and they don't fit me. That's even before I had my long hair.
Shit, I probably should have been a luchador if this fits like this.
You still could. Pop up at work like that.
God. No, I don't want to ruin this.
Why are you wearing that mask? COVID.
Yep.
It's honor of Rey Mysterio in this match. I wish I had the Phantom mask. That mask is top tier for me.
Ray probably wish he had it too. Eddie was ripping it.
Sound like a whole body onesie, that mask.
Yeah. So Ray Guzman Sr., what do you think about this match?
Well, when I went against Eddie. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, it was a really great match, man. It's one of those memorable things that you have to go back and watch, and you have to visually see it. To explain the athleticism that Rey Mysterio had at this time it's uncanny. It's damn near freaking. I would compare it to almost like a Will Ospreay to this day right now. That's about what I think about his athleticism at this time. And then Eddie Guerrero, he was still not even hitting his prime, and one of the greatest guys to ever lace a pair of boots. I tell you what, man, if you're gonna watch one match, this is the match to watch for the night.
I told you that. This is the reason why we chose Halloween Havoc 1997, because everything we always talk about goes back to the same match right here.
Yeah. Still got to talk to you about the debut match with him and Dean Malenko, but we'll probably do that on a different show. That was the match that
Wrestling That Made Us. Still waiting for you. Season
Don't
2.
worry. Season 2.
Make sure you tune in to Wrestling That Made Us. Our previous episode, I had my man Georgie Correa on the show. We took it back to WrestleMania 30 with Brock Lesnar taking on The Undertaker. Tune in.
That's Georgie's first show?
Yes.
Cool.
Well, he wanted to talk about it, and I said,
Yeah.
I was there. And,
You too?
John was there, too.
I personally hate that damn match.
Yeah, the match stunk, but
No, it was one of the most memorable matches of all time, but still.
meaningful, but still forgetful.
Yeah.
You ruined it for Ray, right? Or he ruined it for you?
I ruined it for Ray.
There you go.
Because I did not know he was 30 minutes behind.
Had no service in that building.
Woo. Oh, yeah. I was trying to get in touch with you like, this can't be real. Did I really just watch this?
I mean, that is a different period of time. I remember I had my old friend Joe Cool Mallow, and I remember calling him after some pay-per-view, and I'm like, why am I? You're just a fan. You're excited. You want to talk to your buddy, and I just called him. It's like, why? Here's the live report. Here's what I'm actually feeling after watching this pay-per-view that you just saw. It's like, okay, good for you. Hey,
I think I didn't call nobody during that WrestleMania match, but I remember during the Hall of Fame ceremony, when Bret Hart got attacked. I think I called Abel. Abel, you see this?
Yep.
I'm like, did they show it on TV? He's like, nah, they blacked it out. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was.
Cause John, weren't you at Ring of Honor that night?
yeah.
The Briscoes, because that's when Enzo and them showed up that night.
Oh, bad
They
time
messed
for
up.
attackers.
They messed up.
And you can't teach that. How you doing?
Thanks for Ronda Rousey's husband.
What?
I think he was like, was he? I don't. The first responder to that incident.
I think, he was
What, for
one of
Bret
the
Hart?
men. Yeah.
The New Day? It was like
It was
the
New
the
Day, FTR.
Yeah, FTR. Yep. It was
Kobe
yeah.
gets stomped out. His big day is the next day. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, Lord. All right, Strap, back to this match. What's your thoughts on this match right here?
The first time I heard about this match, it was like PWI's number one match of all time, and so watching wrestling for such a long time, like I didn't watch it originally organically or anything like that. You only heard about its legacy. Then you watch it later on, and you try to understand what people were saying about it. And like, yeah, it was like nonstop action. It was just luchador style at its peak. And when I think about it separately, I like to think about things in a historical context. And Eddie Guerrero, man, he just had one. Well, 1997 was like his year, because one of my favorite matches was him and Dean Malenko at that year's Starrcade. And I would say that, but yeah, it's one of my favorite matches. And then the month before, Eddie and Jericho, right, at Fall Brawl. So he was just on a roll. And Rey Mysterio, I mean, you can find bad matches with Rey Mysterio in them, but you would never blame them on him because he's just one of the. He is the GOAT. Many people are goats nowadays. It's a weird animal to be. But there are a lot of goats out there. Rey Mysterio definitely one of them. And, it's just a tremendous match, up and down, nonstop, total nonstop action. And that's the best way I can describe it. And it was just 15 minutes of that. And when you hear another backstory that originally Ray was supposed to lose.
Yeah.
Lose his mask here. It's like, there's bad booking decisions.
This is the 9th time that Rey Mysterio put his mask on the line. That's what Mike Tenay said.
Jesus. I don't know why Eric Bischoff wasn't thinking, like, come on, these guys can sell these masks and make money off of them, but what are you thinking? Like, what is wrong with you?
Honestly, if you look back in WCW, besides the NWO merch, what else was there? And besides the Hogan t-shirt, what else did you have out there?
They didn't really have anything, but that's why you got to think about it. Like, the mask alone, I mean, I love seeing these wrestling masks, especially Rey Mysterio's. If I see something unique, I think I found a Captain America one he had one time, and I ended up losing it like an idiot.
I remember
That was Yeah, that one I was like, oh, I gotta get that. And just look at that. As a young fan, a mask. You know how much money you could have made off those young kids?
But no Ninja Stars.
Yeah, true.
If you've ever read, there's basically two books on WCW that any fan of WCW and history need to read. And the first one is The Death of WCW by Brian Alvarez and friend. And the second one is a more recent, and there's a revised version. There's a original version and a revised version. Check it out on Amazon or your local bookstore. And and there's also another book from, I believe it's Guy Evans, and it's called Nitro, and that's another book.
I gotta read that one.
And it's like, can there be an endless amount of information of things like this? It's like, there isn't. It's just it's a finite amount of information. But that book was also incredible. But talking about the merchandising department, I believe it was mentioned in more detail in Guy Evans' book, Nitro, and they talked about like how the merchandising department was non-existent. The merchandising department was based off of one person in the little tiny Smyrna, Georgia offices, and it was just a woman. No offense, that she wasn't like a marketing person. She was just a person, and they would just say, "Hey, can you come up with a design for a Sting shirt?" Okay. Can you come up with a design for a Hogan shirt? Okay. An NWO shirt? Okay. She was not a merchandising person. She was just, the wrong guy, the right guy at the right place at the right time, and sometimes that happens in real life. You think WCW, major corporation or part of Turner and things like that, but they were still an old-timey promotion, basically.
Yeah.
And sometimes they didn't fire people or upgrade. They didn't build Titan Tower or move to a new office building in Stamford. They didn't do that. They were just a local, yokel, Southern, not family company, but just a small-time company. And that's who the WCW merchant department was. She didn't have any ideas of like, maybe we can market these Mexican wrestlers and their masks. Maybe we can market these Nitro girls with dolls or something like that. She didn't think that way. Yeah. That wasn't it. So that's something from the Nitro book from Guy Evans. Check it out.
All right, so back to this match. I give it 5 stars, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter. But just watch the match. This match is so fluent. We see Rey Mysterio going for a springboard. Eddie catches him into a backdrop. We see Eddie with that beautiful tilt-a-whirl backbreaker.
I love that move.
Eddie with the abdominal stretch, trying to rip the mask off of Rey Mysterio. It's just the little things, little details that just make the match more, more meaningful and whatnot. But it was that one sequence, and I even have it on the trailer for Wrestling That Made Us, when Rey is trying to put his body weight on Rey Mysterio. Or when Eddie's trying to put his body weight on Rey Mysterio, and then Rey springs up to the top rope, and you can see Eddie take a step forward, and then Rey with that sunset flip DDT, whatever you want to call it. Oh my God, that was so beautiful. That was beautiful. And you never seen that shit again.
No.
Never. Have you seen it, John, in AEW?
Don't tempt Will Ospreay. He'll do
Sammy
it.
Guevara. No,
I seen Sammy Guevara got his head kicked off by Shelton Benjamin. I seen that one, though.
I saw that, too.
No, but I know what you're talking about, in the sense of just these incredible moves and not just AEW or, but, Ricochet and Dragon Gate USA or Evolve, AR Fox, too. They had a match on Collision, as a matter of fact, recently. A nice reunion. Let's not get into that. Let's get into that. AR Fox and Ricochet, those two, I mean, it wasn't really a revival or a renaissance or whatever it was at the time, but that really got me interested in like indie wrestling again at that point in time. Because, I was always following WWE and everything that I usually do, Ring of Honor, but Ring of Honor had a lot of lulls, because their product just wasn't very interesting at many points. But sometimes by the time the show came around again to the local area, they were hot. You just didn't know. So it was just one of those Ring of Honor lulls. And hey, there's another group coming around. With the Ring of Honor's original booker, Gabe Sapolsky. He ran Evolve and Dragon Gate USA, and going to a live show, front row, of course. And two of the most impressive guys on that show, and they're wrestling each other, were Ricochet and AR Fox, and they were just killing it, And also on maybe not on that particular Dragon Gate show, but guys like Rich Swann, Johnny Gargano, Ciampa, the Young Bucks, they were on these shows, and it's kind of like, this is the action I want to see, not QT Marshall, God's last gift, not brutal Bob Evans and
my bad. We all went to boiling point. I figured we'd talk about it. Damn it,
Rhett Titus.
That show seemed like it was better than when I remembered.
In person, yeah. Oh my God, this is good.
Boiling Point? Well, that's a good show.
It was.
Yeah, you enjoyed yourself. We seen you.
You can see me. But yeah, Ring of Honor had a lot of clunkers over the years. You know what? There was some fun on that show, but yeah, it was not whatever. Anyway, Ricochet and AR Fox, they had a reunion match on Collision recently, and it was just fun to see those two guys, and it reminded me of them kicking off this revolution of incredible, flashy work rate that still exists to right now, and was probably inspired by, no doubt, this match in Halloween Havoc between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. So there's your connection. You love connection.
Was AR Fox injured the whole time? Where the hell he been at?
Typical AEW, just booking guys, signing guys, and not using them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wasn't being used. He could have been injured, but no, they don't talk about injuries. So people could be legitimately injured, and they don't say it. Like, it was almost in passing. Okay, so Jamie Hayter. Hater's going to hate. Lover's going to love. And she's been out for over a year. Okay, she just made her return at All In a couple months, weeks ago. Yep. And it was never explained why she was gone. So in a recent match, they just, like I said, in passing, not bringing any attention to it. Oh, she had 2 herniated discs. Oof. Now, Bobby Platinum wincing right there. He knows, what back pain is like, and I've been there a time or two, and I imagine lots of people have been there a time or two, and it is no picnic. It is no fun, and to be out for more than a year with that, especially as an athlete, an active professional wrestling athlete, it's absolutely debilitating, and you are terrified to get back into the ring and do what you used to do, used to love. So, as for injuries in AEW, they just don't disclose them. They don't talk about them. AR Fox could have been injured. Could not be. So, who knows what happened. But he just wasn't around for a while.
Terrible. Well, what's not terrible is the finish of this match. We see Eddie and Ray on the top rope, and it looks like Eddie's getting ready to hit him with the insider's edge, outside of the edge, razor edge, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. But Ray counters it with the Hurricane Rana. 1, 2, 3. Rey Mysterio is your new Cruiserweight champion.
Even though Eddie whooped his ass after. You don't celebrate in front of Eddie doing that.
That's right, JR.
That's right, Dusty.
Yep.
Ray, I know you won the title, but you don't celebrate in front of Eddie. You're going to get out right now.
That's it.
It's all like right.
Well, after this, we see Hogan and Bischoff backstage, and Hogan says he doesn't want to fight Roddy Piper inside that cage. I can't even say steel because that didn't look like it was steel.
Oh, God, I don't even want to talk about that. We'll get to it. We'll get to it later.
We'll get to it a little later. But he said only way he will fight if Sting is not in the building, and yeah, it was a weird promo. I don't want to fight Roddy Piper, but only way I'll fight Roddy Piper if Sting is not in the building. Like, what?
Huh? Yeah. What?
Yeah, it make no sense. All right, but our next match after this, we have Steve Mongo McMichael taking on Alex Wright with Miss Deborah. John, you want to give the background of this match?
I was trying to think about it. And
between Deborah and Steve McMichael?
He took her off a scholarship. That's what it was.
I don't know. I don't know how NFL wives and husbands and relationships go. I don't imagine they go any better than Hollywood does. Not Hollywood Hogan, but Hollywood in general does. But Deborah McMichael lasted through the NFL all those years, and only when she came to WCW in pro wrestling did the marriage deteriorate. Not in real life, not just in storyline, but I was like,
Before that.
I don't know. I mean, I was like, when did Mongo leave WCW? This seemed like one of them closing angles for him, but it was not. He would actually be around for another year and change because they had that Horseman reunion in late '98, the fall of '98.
Yeah, Mongo was there for a good 3 years, from 95 to 98 or so, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what was going on, but Deborah, they were not together at this time, and Deborah had had possession of his not Hall of Fame, no, because he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. Super Bowl ring. Okay.
1985 Super Bowl ring.
Probably one of the greatest defenses of all time.
That team
Top
was nasty.
two.
John, if you want to watch a documentary, watch that 30 for 30
Yeah.
about the 85 Bears. That team was nasty, bro.
Yeah.
Nasty.
They shouldn't have lost one game that year, except for that one. They got blowed out.
It's funny. I was at the Goodwill and I bought this giant ESPN. It's like a volume 3 of 4 of ESPN 30 for 30s. It's like, geez, how many of these did they make?
I gotta give it. ESPN makes a lot of good
Some
documentaries,
classics, bro.
It's
Some
like,
good ones.
yeah, it's like obviously it's like a lot of sports stuff, but it's like sports movies, sports stories are still compelling. I don't have to know much about that to enjoy those, so that's why I bought it because I was like, I know they're going to tell a good story, so maybe I'll check it out. Maybe if the Bears are on that one, I'll check it. I'll put that on a rush.
I know you've seen the Ric Flair one.
Yeah, all the wrestling ones
Yeah.
I've seen. Yeah,
There's only one.
that's not.
Andre.
No, that was HBO.
That was
That was HBO. But yeah, I'm talking about the Ric Flair 30 for 30.
Okay, similar
Yeah.
ilk.
Check out Benji. That was a good one too.
Benji.
Benjamin Wilson, teenage kid on a Chicago basketball team, and he got killed. And R. Kelly's on the episode, and
What?
he used to play basketball with Benji back in the day.
Oh my god.
Run, Ricky, Run. That was another good one. Ricky Williams.
Yeah, that was a good one.
don't
mean,
understand. That's why he's barefoot, but all right, it's another story.
Yeah. At the end of work today, we set up, at work we set up these giant movie screens, and we're just playing stuff from. I'm in charge. I'm playing stuff from YouTube on them, and just playing music and things like that. And one thing, and a lot of my coworkers are, they're very young. They can work, but they're younger than I am, and one of the things I pulled up just to entertain the crowd. There was no crowd there, but just to entertain the proverbial crowd. Was Michael Jackson? It started with Michael Jackson. There were actually 3 videos of his. One of them was Michael Jackson's performance in the '93 Super Bowl. Incredible halftime performance, and
Yep.
I think the Cowboys won that year. I think. See, I'm not even focused on that. I'm just focused on Michael Jackson performing at the halftime show. And so that was fun. I was like, what do these youngins think about Michael Jackson now?
You do realize why they asked Michael Jackson to be a part of that show, right?
Why is that?
Because the year before, Living Color did a show during the halftime show, and all their viewership went straight to them. So they're like, oh, hell no, we're not about to use our viewers. So they called Michael Jackson for the favor. There you go.
They'll pull in all the black viewers. Is that what's happening there?
That's how they do.
Hey, when you jealous,
So the next video
Probably like Dr. Dre.
30 years later. The next video I played was they didn't know what it was, but I knew what it was. I was playing. It was from the MTV Video Music Awards 2009, and of course that was in September or August of that year. And Michael Jackson, I think, passed away in June of that year. And they're doing a lot of dancers were doing tributes, and even my coworkers like, when's he going to show up? I was like, Michael, oh, he's passed away at this point. And they're like, well, Thriller was on screen. He's like, oh, he's one of the zombies then. I'm like, listen, you. But it kept playing. And if you don't know, like at the end of it, Janet Jackson makes a surprise appearance, and she does her routine from the Scream music video. They digitally altered her out, so they put the camera at a certain angle where it looked like she was dancing side by side with Michael, and it's very touching. But I was just kind of like, just playing Michael Jackson stuff out loud. It's like, I don't know, you guys, is that okay? They know the history. They know the accusations. They know all that stuff. But it's like they're just watching it as it's just TV entertainment. You know, it's what it is. All people are good. All people are bad. It is what it is. Even if R. Kelly's in ESPN 30 for 30 with some young guy.
Benjamin Wilson.
Benji. Anyway, what the hell are we talking about? Halloween Havoc 1997?
Steve Mongo McMichael.
Steve Mongo McMichael. All right. So, Deborah's holding his Super Bowl ring hostage, and she can pick an opponent. She chooses the Dancing Fool, the Obergruppenführer Alex Wright, and then Goldberg, who just made his debut the few weeks before on Nitro. I mean, this is like before they were curating Goldberg to be the menace that he became.
Really? So he wasn't like having that.
I don't. Because you don't remember? Because remember we watched. It was after Fall Brawl in '97. We watched. It was 2 weeks later. We watched the head-to-head, the Millennium Show. What was the Millennium Show? No, what was it? What happened on Raw that night? It wasn't the Millennium Show.
It was
Austin Stun McMahon.
Yep.
That's the day. Yeah. So that was the same day. Then literally, this is what 2, maybe 3 weeks later.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So Goldberg's not even the Goldberg that we quote unquote know.
Nah, he talked too much in this whole segment.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so he was still kind of being treated like a regular guy at this point. So there was just Goldberg there as part of a wrestling angle, you know. And this is before the streak and all that stuff came in. So it was just kind of weird to see, you know.
It was.
Yeah, but hey, what you gonna do? But I did like the participants. You know, I like Goldberg. I like Mongo.
I love Mongo, even though he's gonna screw up somewhere in the match.
He's like a Timu Sid.
No, all right.
No, hold on. Sid could actually put on a good match. I love Michaels, but man, you just knew he was gonna have a flow up here or there.
All right, you want to talk about Mongo messing up? I don't think Mongo messed up in this match because we seen Goldberg get into the ring. He's standing there, he looking. Next time he spears Mongo. Yeah. And you can see Mongo like fly back to like the turnbuckle, and you can see like he brushed Little Nature's pant leg, whatever, and you see him do one of these numbers. Little Nature looking in the corner.
He's like, don't make it obvious. Like,
trying to play it off. Next time he hit him with the jackhammer, and Little Nature's, still looking away or whatever. Like, what the hell's going on right now?
Yeah.
Like, how the hell you don't see all this? Like, you trying to give this man the victory? It was a terrible finish. And after the match.
Deborah was giving a DQ.
Deborah gives him the win, or give him the ring. Then Goldberg takes out Alex Wright. That's it. Little Nate, that was terrible performance. Trying to, you should have did that. Was he the referee for Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan at Bad Blood? Oh my God!
It might have been.
Shoot.
No, because
that's the referee we needed for that match. So Raquel can make her debut and Liv retain perfectly.
What? It was so blatantly obvious. It's like, but that one you gotta just like call it as it is. But even this one is like, it's like, don't look. Deborah, distract me, damn it. Show me the puppies.
Still not the worst referee trying to avoid the situation. There's a TNA ref. I think it's Bully Ray and Bobby Roode, maybe. And, the referee was supposed to be out. He wasn't supposed to see. It was a tables match. And, the guy Bully Ray was facing was supposed to win, but obviously he went through the table first, so he's not supposed to see this. So the ref is just like, and he takes a bump, a phantom bump. No one touched him, but he took a bump.
I'm gonna have to look that up tonight.
Speaking of table matches, John, you're the strap facts. You're the man with all the knowledge. That table match that Big Show had, I believe, was like Extreme
12.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He stepped through the table. Was that supposed to happen?
I think so.
People, I don't know why people think it's a work, man. I don't know why people think it's a shoot. Oh my god, he fell through the table accidentally. Nah, man. That was booked to be that way. And it was a genius booking. Cody.
It was.
Cody, you're a goddamn
Cody,
genius. You should get a
think
push
that was-
someday, kid.
That was great.
It was so
how
good.
I'm like, how the hell are you gonna put him through the table? And then
Crunch.
He's
you gotta think about Big Show was 500 pounds. That's bound to happen.
Come on, man. How many tables matches? You're exactly right. How many tables matches, TLC, Extreme Rules matches have there been over the years? This is one of them. Creative. And it's like, all right, remember John Cena duct taping Batista to the...
I love that finish.
It's like...
Absolutely love
You know, duct tape ain't that strong.
Remember he did the ropes with Umaga? The
it. He
STF?
actually choked. You know, he choked him out in real life. Like, he accidentally choked him out. That was not supposed to happen.
And that's why he never worked snug again, kid.
Yep.
Nah.
Now he's doing Canadian Destroyers. Oh, Code Blues.
Due to Amazing Red. What was Amazing Red doing? I think he was
He's working on
Private Parties.
Hog right now. Hog.
Private Parties
Hey, yo.
trainer.
House of Glory.
I know.
That hog. All right. Well, our next match, we have the television champion of Disco Inferno taking on Miss Jacqueline.
Ay.
I'm not going to pretend I watched this match.
I really tried my best to try to just skip over this, but I had to watch it just for the
God bless you.
BS.
Disco, his theme song and his little dancing thing he did, he was over. The fans was loving it. They was out there. It was doing it. They might not like Glenn Gilberti, the person, but his character was over. But
Yeah, I gotta agree.
As long as Cody is WWE champion, Glenn Gilberti, who was never going to come back anyway.
I hope not.
I used to like Glenn. Glenn was
I looked at Disco Inferno was over, except for the fact he kept changing his damn finisher all the time. Chartbuster, and then the bus charter.
Wasn't like the Last Dance.
Yeah, the last dance.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
It's like WCW. I mean, like I don't know, wrestling. A lot of wrestlers are in shape nowadays, but like back then, WCW was chock full of guys that are just in shape, just dudes that went to the gym and put them in the ring.
Buff. He was
Yeah, he
buff.
was
Had a good head of hair.
I didn't even realize how big he was. Pause. I was like, oh shit.
His,
Big
his,
He had a
his
good
twink.
look.
Yeah.
What is it? My wink.
My wink. Oh Lord.
Man, so many names.
Well,
My wink.
his winks. Did you see Jacqueline's tinks? But,
Jackie,
I love Miss Jacqueline.
so does BDC.
BDC's favorite. She just doesn't have much charisma. She just really doesn't, unfortunately.
All right, so Strap Facts question for you. This is October 1997. When did she go back to the WWF
I think next year.
to be with
Well-
Mark Mero?
Can't say exactly, but yeah, it was definitely within the next year because that's what that's when summer of '98. That's when they had the split with Mero and Mero. So
Mero, yep.
and then you had Marvelous Mark Mero in the red and black, the Wolf Pack with Jackie in the red and her skin tone.
You know, I was thinking while I was watching this match, why didn't they put Jackie in the Nation? We could have had Nation. You could have had her and China go at it. She could have put China over,
Ooh.
especially in 1998. Instead of putting her with Mark Mero.
Was the nation was still like cohesive
yeah.
unit at the time? They weren't like
With the Rock and Triple H. SummerSlam 1998.
Alternate universe, I guess.
that would have. I didn't even think about that.
Seriously, why did they do that? That would have been real good.
Well, they didn't highlight the women like they do nowadays. So maybe if this was like now, Jacqueline probably would have been in there. Well, probably Bianca Belair now, if anything, or Jade. But yeah, Miss Jackie probably would have been in the nation right now.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that, but that's a good question to ask. Get her on the podcast.
Miss Jackie?
Yeah. But she gotta have a good wig on though. The one she had on at Bad
you're not
Blood,
getting that interview now.
and the
Oh,
one on
there you
this
go.
one, that shit was terrible.
Fuck that interview now. You just screwed it. You had it, then you said, and you cut Miss Jackie off.
All right, so back to this match. Disco, him being a man, he didn't want to fight no woman. And, he tried to avoid her. He ran around the ring, but Jackie chased him, and she did she used her intelligence, cut him off in the ring, and she clotheslined the hell out of him. She was laying it in on Disco.
No. As strong as she could have.
Jackie was bringing the fight. She was bringing the fight.
Yeah.
Stiff clothesline. What's the Rock DDT called, John?
Laying the smackdown.
Laying the smackdown. She laid the smackdown on Disco.
Terrible.
She hit him with a crossbody off the top rope, and Disco used his weight, tried to get the pinfall, but he got a 2 out of it, and then she kicked him and then rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. Jackie is your winner.
Yep.
I know people clown Disco for losing to a girl, but hey.
I mean, the way he did it was actually a pretty good job. I got to give him props for that. I wasn't a fan in the beginning of the match, and then later on, like you said, the way they finished it, I said, all right, it was passable. You know how I feel about intergender matches. I'm not a fan of them. Don't want to see it. I know there's talks of Dom versus Rhea, but I mean, anything with Rhea, I'd watch anyway. So that's, to me, I just don't see it. It's not likely, and then especially seeing Disco and Jackie, the size difference just took me out of the match a little bit. But the way they finished, I was like, all right, I'll let it pass. It is wrestling. Oh, RASSLEIN. That's wrestling.
Yes. So, Strap, did you skip this match?
Yes.
Okay.
Nope, that's a shot.
Fresh out.
Ooh, Mama Wanna. Oh,
Marijuana. There you go.
no,
All right.
I can't.
All right, so our next match, we have Curt Hennig taking on the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. And Curt Hennig comes out in Ric Flair's robe with no sleeves.
It's hot.
But Curt Hennig is your United States champion, and he's dragging that title like he's Eddie Guerrero. Platino, did you notice that title?
Yep, that was the Cruiserweight title.
Damn right it was.
That was not the United. I'm like, you are not gonna fool me.
Because you have that title, and I'm like, wait, that shit do not have no red on the corner of that damn title.
Nope. I said, oh no, he forgot the belt at home, and they just said, all right, just bring something out there.
See, this is why WWE carries the belt. Go ahead, leave him right there. See you in the next city. That's it.
That's probably the best
But
thing.
pick up your replica and carry that around for the fans.
Fuck that. Like, come on, dude.
That's
just
just silly.
tough.
Like what Hulk Hogan told the Giant, you got to wear your belt in the airport.
You gotta let everyone know that you beat Hulk Hogan, brother.
Sting
What
was
a
like,
fucking rib.
Sting's like, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean? I'm checking in. So why you got your belt? Oh, you got me. You got me. Oh, Lord. Yep.
One more for the bad guys. Hollywood scum, Hogan. Ooh, yeah. I hate your guts. I hate your guts.
Got a ton of those new Hulk Hogan action figures also at the same Target.
I'm not gonna lie though, I like that T-shirt he had in that show.
What show?
For this show, the Hollywood Hogan shirt that he had. I don't know, that was different.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well,
All right, so back to this match. Platinum, what's your thoughts on Flair and Curt Hennig?
I started off the way it should have been, like no pomp and circumstances. Just get in there, get it, fucking chop city, like a chopped cheese. Just everywhere. Typical Ric Flair match, obviously, though. I love Rick, but I see what Brett was talking about now. Now that I pay attention more. I love Flair, but I do really see a lot of similarities in a lot of his matches. He's gonna chop you.
Same
Get his little, yeah. It works, but
he could do it for 60 minutes.
Yep.
Woo!
But I gotta give Curt, man, he oversells like crazy. I'm like, man. I understand maybe why he wasn't the world champion in WWF, but man, the dude could sell his ass off. He's very athletic for his size too. He really was Mr. Perfect. I see why he was that moniker.
Why you think they paired him up with Ric Flair? Them two was money.
Yeah,
I hate to say I told you so, but we told you so.
Them two right there were money right there. Curt Hennig, the way he oversold Ric Flair, the way he oversold, it was just so believable.
Yeah,
sucks that Hennig never really got over to the the next level up, but
he should have.
He definitely should have.
But like you said, at that time, it's hard to get past once you get like a guy like Hogan, and I don't know if he was as much as over the top as some of the other characters, but he would have been at least believable champion for at least a month or two.
So why, after the whole steroid issue, they could have had him have a little run with the title? They could have did it. Brett and him. There you go.
I think because Brett was younger maybe at that time, and I think when they took him out of the States, the merch sales and the ticket sales were through the roof. Like, you put Brett out of the States, out of the country, that dude was like Hogan. But for some reason, when they came back, like, we don't want that short guy. Even though he'd probably put everybody in a pretzel. I mean, people compared Eddie Guerrero with Dave Bautista. They're like, that big guy would get messed up by that little guy. Like, yeah, Eddie Guerrero would whoop Batista's ass.
On drugs.
People just don't. Stop it. Not right now, though. Batista's about to whoop that ass.
It was just funny to hear on the Netflix Vince doc, Vince McMahon say out loud, "Yeah, Bret Hart didn't have much charisma." just that.
Yo, he like, just blamed it in gear.
Compared to Shawn or Hogan,
It's true.
It's true.
Brett even admitted, I didn't have much charisma until I put these glasses on and I felt better in front of the camera. I'm like, all right, well, okay, Mr. Hughes.
I ain't gonna lie though, something about that look, it just like it does make a difference for you. Like you look at yourself, you're like, what am I missing?
How many action figures of Bret Hart do they have with him without the glasses? Exactly. Who's this guy? Cousin It?
Hell, even on The Simpsons, he got the glasses on.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Ugh, it smells like old man stinking here.
Oh, man.
I'm like, that's not even Brett's voice. Stop it.
Like,
all right, so back to this match. It was a good fight. It was a fight because this meant, Curt Hennig, he disrespected the Horseman and the whole spot thing, and that's why this match took place right here. And Perfect tried to leave with the United States Championship, but
Cruiserweight.
He comes back to the ring. He tries to suplex Flair on it, but no luck. Flair suplex Hennig on the belt, and for some reason, WCW in his bad booking, Hennig was in the corner for the Tree of Woe.
Yep.
And Flair just put the belt around his face, and he just stomped on the belt and got himself disqualified. And then he nailed the referee.
Yeah, that just...
I'm like, oh, my God. This is a good match. Like, no need to get yourself disqualified.
I mean, I was okay with the disqualification because you just so pissed off at what was going on. Your best friend that you've been going up and down the roads with, unfortunately has a bad injury that he can never go back to wrestling again, and then another guy you thought you trusted just disrespects you like not even a week or two after the fact that you gave him a spot. It's like, come on, bro. I gotta disagree with you on that. It kind of just kept the feud going because there was probably more to it, but typical WCW booking, they don't know how to book a finish.
That's right, JR. Strout, what do you think about this?
I mean, I've seen it. Seen the show a few times, and I was like, what? Because of the nature of the finish, that was a disqualification finish. I just dismissed the entire thing. But that's like the old way I used to watch things, and I watch it nowadays with different appreciations and modern eyes. So I really wanted to see this follow up from the Fall Brawl War Games cage, the one where it made Tony Schiavone walk off, boo-hoo, walk off set the next night of Nitro. but so yeah, watching it with fresh eyes, I liked it, because Ric Flair came out there, ball of fire, great balls of fire, and just chopping up like a chopped cheese, just like Poppy Platino said, ripping up Curt Hennig, and that's what it was. It was just fighting in the pro wrestling sense, fighting as if Ric Flair was in a street fight. Can you imagine Ric Flair in a real fight in real life? Ha! Ha! No! No! Ah!
Oh, Lord.
No. Yeah. No.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Oh, we're never going to get that interview.
Not for his price.
But yeah, he's Ric Flair's street fighting in a pro wrestling way, and the booking is absolutely atrocious. Disqualification. They didn't want Curt Hennig to lose the U.S. Cruiserweight title, so that was their goal. Their goal was to have Curt Hennig not lose the title, but for Ric Flair to get some measure of revenge. This accomplished both. Where would they go from here? I mean, the next pay-per-view is at World War III. It's just a giant battle royal. So what can you do? And by the time they reach Starrcade, what the hell was Flair doing at Starrcade? I don't think he's on it.
He wasn't even there, I don't think.
No. Yeah, it was Curt Hennig. I believe it was...
we recovered it last year, too.
Yeah, wasn't it DDP 97? And Curt Hennig? For the U.S. title?
Yeah, it was Sting and Hogan, but...
yeah.
We recorded that show?
Yeah. That's when you announced you about to be a pappy.
Ah, yes.
So
been a long journey, brother. Long journey, brothers.
With BDC.
But so I did appreciate this match with different set of eyes watching it, but didn't change the fact that the finish was stupid, bad booking from WCW. But I did like the action for what it was.
Yes. This match, it still matters.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it still matters.
All
I
right.
may disagree with the way you feel about the finish, but
yeah, I wish it didn't.
You want to take this outside to the streets, Plano?
Yes. Me.
What? I forgot what interview was it. Eric Bischoff said, "Oh, Flair is so pissed off. He came in my locker room and he started throwing working punches at me, and he never touched me."
Oh yeah, because I think it was like the week or two after he showed up on Raw. I'm just like,
what? Like, you throwing working punches, and everybody know Ric Flair has one of the best punches. Like, you get a string and he won't touch the string.
Yeah, he can still make it move just by the. That's crazy. That shows discipline too.
I'd have lost it.
Working your craft.
Somebody just work. You mad at somebody start throwing a working punch?
I can't believe. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. That's one of those Eric Bischoff stories. I'm like, come on, bro. No one's gonna throw working punches at you.
I throw working punches at Kobe. Doesn't work. Kobe thinks it's real. Doesn't think it's real.
She'll get you.
All right, so after this, we see J.J. Dillon interviewing, or we see Mean Gene Okerlund interviewing J.J. Dillon, and he said that the match between Hogan and Roddy Piper will be taking place tonight. Then Eric Bischoff comes out. He's all hot and flustered, and he's saying that, no, this ain't not going to happen, blah, blah, blah. JJ said, one thing about me and you is that I keep my word, and This man is pissed off. But our next match, we have Scott Hall taking on Lex Luger with Larry Zbyszko as a guest referee. And this has been playing out since Fall Brawl and before then. And the rivalry is still going on. And Scott Hall, he's still giving Larry Zbyszko a hard time, flicking the toothpick and all that stuff like that. But Larry, whatever, just being cool. He's being impartial, doing what he has to do. And the match was decent. He had X-Pac 6 in the corner trying to, interfere, that little rat that he is. And Hall, at one point, he tries to punch Larry. And Larry just ducks and Hall just go flying out the ring. And then here you go. Then that's when you get Eric Bischoff running back down to the ring. And Larry kicks him in the chest one good time. Pow! And then after this, we see Lex Luger go for the torture rack, but Six clocks him in the back of the head. Hall with the outsider's edge. We get the 1, the 2, Larry Zbyszko with the hesitant 3. He was still fair. He's a little delayed, but Scott Hall is your victor. Wow.
Yeah, you pretty much broke down the match to the T, and I'll always put Scott Hall as one of my creative wrestlers, like type of guys that he should have been champion. He had more than enough charisma, more than enough mic skills to hold that title and be a champion for, I don't care how long he could have been champion, but still. But I think this is part of Scott Hall giving back to Larry, because I think when Scott Hall first broke into the business, Larry was one of the first guys to help him break in and, took care of him. And that was just basically Scott Hall giving his payback. Like, you know what? You took care of me when I was down the road, and here's a payday for you, brother. And I like this match. Regardless of what people may think of, I think it's great that they kept the rivalry like that between him and Larry Zbyszko going for so long, because it's that whole old school, new school, showing respect, where you're like, what the hell do I need to show you respect for? I made it. So it was basically like what Larry did with Bruno. Unfortunately, Larry wasn't champion, but in a way, it was like a mentor and his teacher.
Well, I don't get after the match, Larry Zbyszko. Let me see the replay.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, so he sees the replay, sees Six clocking Luger, and then all of a sudden, you have until the count of 10 to get back in the ring, or you lose this match. Like, what? The match is already over, bro.
Yeah,
like,
you trying
to make WCW like feel good or something like that. Next, 1, 2, 3, Scott Hall. Oh my God, let me get back in the ring. And then, Then Hall's pissed off. Luger puts him in the rack. Ding, ding, ding. Like, what?
Yep.
What the hell is that, John?
Bad WCW booking. I mean, you went over the fine details of the matchup, and great job.
Thank you.
And other thoughts on the match is that, Scott Hall, man, just, obviously Lex Luger, tremendous specimen. What a physique. And he was still like awesome Lex Luger at this time. So my favorite, Poppy Platino's favorite in Scott Hall. And Scott Hall just has, he's one of the biggest legend stars in this business. Look at that.
But doing my push-ups. I still got to do 40 more.
But Scott Hall is like just the perfect pro wrestler, man. The physically, he's got the size, the height, and the muscles where they need to be. So just these two guys wrestling each other was just real tremendously fun to watch. But yeah, WCW cheats. NWO cheats all the time. So can WCW. So that's where Larry Zbyszko is pulling his powers of persuasion, getting the match restarted. And Lex Luger walks away with the official win. Hey, you gotta send the fans home happy, because you ain't gonna send them home happy after the next match.
All I gotta say is, hey yo, one more for the good guys.
You can't forget that's Larry Zbyszko put Pac in that modified sleeper hold, and Bischoff kicked him in the head and then beat the hell out of Larry Zbyszko. You can't forget about that too.
Yeah, no.
The guillotine. Roman Reigns guillotine.
Gotta get my heat back, brother. Gotta get my heat back. You know, gotta show them we still run this place.
Just like Platino said, one more for the good guys, and the NWO is still looking strong.
Hey, yo.
So our next match, it's a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Basically like a last man standing.
Last man standing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's between the Macho Man, Randy Savage, with Miss Elizabeth taking on Diamond Dallas Page. And they're just fighting throughout the whole arena. Go back, watch this match, because the commentary is hilarious with Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Would
you say, Dusty? That looks like a waitress's tray.
Yeah,
That's what I said. That's what it looks like. That's not what it is, but that's what it looked like to me.
Go watch this. This is hilarious.
It's gonna be a cat fight. Gonna be a fact. She got my hell.
Yeah, so I think this is the match where DDP felt that Macho Man put him over, and it got him over right here. I think
Was that
the second encounter, I want to say.
Was that the night where Mach goes, I think I might take the diamond cutter tonight?
Nah, it wasn't this night, because he didn't take one. Not this show.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. But DDP still got over, and now I started thinking, like, see how Macho had a rejuvenated career, and
Yeah.
he's one of the top heels. He's basically the number 2 heel right now in the business, and he's putting over no-name WCW guy. That's what the NWO should have did, instead of them fighting, the guys who's damn near, established already. They really didn't put nobody over besides Goldberg and DDP.
Yeah. I think back to, like, with that interview we had with Scotty Riggs, man. I'm glad that Buff had a great career with the NWO and all that, but, man, if he stayed the babyface and was one of those guys that helped WCW take on NWO and beat them, you would have had Buff, you could have had Diamond Dallas Page, Booker T, Goldberg, and another original I can think of at the moment right now. But those 4 guys, your young stars that are coming up, that would have been beautiful. You could have really made something, and WCW might have, if you had the right booker, might still be in business.
What year did he break his neck again?
Might have been the year 98.
Next year.
Yeah.
So he came back in 99?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. That makes no difference.
Well, I don't know.
No, I was gonna say he is right. They should have had him come back. He could have been one of the top baby faces after that whole surgery, whatever. But in 1999, WCW's trash.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
WCW had a great booker on their roster at that point. His name was Gedo. They just didn't know it yet. He didn't know it yet.
You gotta get some experience in the business, baby, before you start booking, because you can't start booking day one. You don't know nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. But we do know that this match is a banger.
Yes, it is.
It was such a banger that Miss Elizabeth got involved, and she took a glass platter, and she, wham, right over the referee's head. And then she got the cable, the camera wire, and she started choking out DDP with it. Then Kimberly came out of nowhere with her high G-string, and she ragdolled Liz all the way back to the locker room. And the trainer came out, and the ref came out to try to take the ref out. Savage is beaten up. He goes up for an elbow. He hit him with the lazy man elbow. He can't extend like how he usually do. And guys continue to fight. Savage with a low blow, and Page oversold, went to the top or outside the ring. And then we see Sting with the baseball bat come out. Wham!
Yep.
Barry Bonds DDP right into the ribs, and he couldn't get up for the count of 10. And Savage is your winner.
I think that was actually a great finish. That way, you could keep that baby face going, and you keep that rivalry going, because him and Page, man, Mach and Page, t-shirt of the day. those guys always had great matches. I mean, and especially that those two guys they were the type of guys that wanted to plan everything going on in the match, which is typical of what's going on nowadays in today's wrestling. But I haven't seen those two guys connect and not have a bad match. So for me, second best match of the night.
And after the match, Savage took out Nick Patrick and DDP while he was on the stretcher.
I'm surprised because normally Nick, well, he wasn't established as the heel referee at the time yet.
Nah, he was on his way back. Okay. He already did the heel referee.
Okay. No, did he?
John?
I was gonna say, yeah, he was still being the heel NWA referee with Chris Jericho, but that was 96's World War III, so not 97. So I don't think he was the NWA referee anymore.
Nah, that was out the picture. So, Straps, what's your thoughts on this match right here?
Yeah, you can definitely give it the second best match of the night. Wild brawl between these two guys who've been feuding all year, and when you have the heel win, you just say, "Yep, typical WCW again." But like, where would Macho Man, as we can maybe recall from our coverage of Starrcade '97, he was an afterthought. He was like taking the spot of like Virgil in the 6-man NWO match.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
it's like, geez Louise, So I don't know what's going on with these guys. But no, it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it once they got to the stage and started tearing apart all the styrofoam and the waitress at the table tray thing, and just fighting all over that area, trying to see if they had any names on the tombstones that would pop someone, Virgil Runnels or something. Like, I don't know, something goofy like that.
VKM.
And yeah, having the beautiful Miss Elizabeth getting involved in a manner she never had before in her career.
I noticed that too.
And nice to see Kimberly Page out there also. Just
I got it. Yeah, she was probably one of the that era top 5 most beautiful women in the industry at that time.
But unfortunately, DDP would carry his ring attire with him for a very long time. The taped ribs, the blue jeans. Not a great look.
That was a character for NWO versus WCW Revenge.
And 64, brother.
Perpetually injured. Diamond Dallas Page.
If you're a young fan right now, get your N64 NWO versus WCW Revenge. You will see a lot of references for what we're talking about.
I'll never see this, but there's a great new book out called Ultimate Nintendo, the ultimate guide to the N64 library. You can find it at ultimatenintendo.com. So check that out. Pat, give me a free copy. Anyway.
All right.
Well, it's time. It's time for the main event.
That's right. We got Michael Buffer in the ring. So, when Michael Buffer's out in the ring, it's your main event. It's your big match right here. We have Hollywood Hogan taking on Roddy Piper. This is a cage match. The cage looked like a Punjabi cage.
I was like, this is not a cage match.
That shit was high as hell.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that shit was high. I'm thinking, damn, they both got bad hips.
Yeah. I got a question. Did the Hell in the Cell already happen by this time? The Hell in the Cell happened in
97.
97, yeah.
Mm.
So my thing is, they're probably stealing from that because the whole cage around.
Here's
They
our
didn't have
version.
the top.
We have Hell in the Cells at home.
Basically, I'll just like.
They went to they demolished a lot of casinos at that point in time. They continually do that in Las Vegas, implosions, and they probably went to the scrapyard where the big Welcome to Las Vegas sign that says, "Hey, what do you got? Make us something." And here, I think it was left over from like the we call it Kevin Sullivan, those guys, Dungeon of Doom leftovers. Man, that was
That show's terrible.
They never even used it again. It was like one and done.
No. Cause think about the cage where Hogan fought Flair in. Complete different cage.
Shit, it's not like you had, the earthquake trying to climb the cage. It was Piper and Hogan.
They gave him enough room so they made sure the guys with the bad hips are able to climb through the cage or, climb up the cage.
Man, Rey Mysterio could just go sneak his way. Finn Balor could sneak his way in through one of those holes.
All right, well, long story short about this match, it was a big brawl, but I did enjoy Macho Man coming back out. And this man, he ran up that damn cage. I was like, oh my God, he about to do an elbow? Nah, he did the double axe handle.
Who'd he hit?
You were probably thinking the same thing I was thinking. Like, seeing what happened with Edge, I'm just like,
That's way up there. And Savage, he ain't no spring chicken at the time.
No.
Savage hit Hogan by mistake.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
Yeah. Savage hit Hogan by mistake, and then after this, Piper wins the match with a sleeper hold. Then Savage beats him up after the match, and they handcuff him. And but we got all these things out there. It's funny because we covered Halloween Havoc 2000. Was it 2000? Yeah, Halloween Havoc 2000. Well, all these things come out. Here we go. We got all these things again. But we ain't get the real Sting. Where the fuck was Sting at?
Well, he was banned from the arena, so that was so stupid.
He's following the rules.
Sting would,
Yeah, I'm like, all right, they hyping him up. But you got all these fake Stings, and Hogan beat up one Sting, then we get another Sting who's a fan come through the crowd, and they show him on camera, climb up the cage.
I feel like
and
that
then
was
you
a
see
plant.
that fake Sting that Hogan beat up. You gotta stay there, brother. No, don't get up. You just see the referee Randy Pee Wee Anderson looking.
Yeah.
He Hogan, you got a fan right there.
Yeah.
Oh, they just start beating that dude up. Like, oh my God.
I got a feeling something just looks like it was like a plant because the way they were punching him and stuff, I'm like, it looks like a work punch here and there. I'm like, that's not real. I feel like maybe they just set that up to make it look like a fan was so upset. But I could be wrong. Hey, I don't want to know what's really going on backstage. But
if I was a fan, I would run in during a Ric Flair match and have him work punch me to death.
He might actually punch you, bro.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh boy, the age in the cage, man. It did not age well.
Why has got to be a non-title match?
A year in the making.
Was it?
Because
Piper won.
Piper showed up the year before in '96.
He won 2 out of 3 of these matches.
What, against Hogan?
Yeah, he won at Starrcade, non-title, and he won here, non-title.
And lost at WrestleMania.
Yeah, something like that. Who knows, man? So, see, brother, I job.
Jesus.
Yeah, and that one has to do with the title.
Yeah.
Gonna have him do it again.
I have creative control, but I never used it, brother. Get the fuck out of here.
So I listened to Hogan on this dude PNB's podcast, and he was like, I never voted in my life. I only voted one time in my life. He said, oh, when did you vote? When Trump ran for the first time?
Huh?
What made you vote then? How come you didn't vote for like Reagan or nothing like that? You know, you've been around a while. How come you didn't vote? Because this country was going downhill and we need to change. And this guy, I know what he's all about, so I felt like I had to do my part. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, wait, you never voted? You 77 years old. Like, what the hell's going on? You were supposed to be a real American. You ain't vote for this country.
Well,
Hulk Hogan's a real American. I'm Terry Bollea.
You tried this beer yet?
nope.
You want to burn that shirt yet?
Nah, this Hollywood, brother.
Yeah.
Not that one. The red and yellow, maybe.
Hey, I'm no. Like I said, we were talking about the action figures. I bought the Hulk Hogan figure from the Target exclusive. It's in his 1992 attire, from like that
red and
year's
yellow?
WrestleMania, the Hoosier Dome attire. You know.
Okay.
So, right. Leave the memories alone.
There you go.
Don't listen to any new podcast with Hulk Hogan in it.
Yep.
I still listen. I'm still a mark.
But you're Dom.
I am the notorious Mark. But anyways, this show matters overall. Halloween Havoc 1997 was a good show.
I gotta disagree with you, brother.
Really?
I gotta say somewhat matters. You only had 2 decent matches. The rest was just basura.
I don't know. Maybe because I watched this show so many times and I enjoyed it. And now analyzing it with you guys and picking up little things like, oh, Curt Hennig with the United States title, which was the Cruiserweight title.
Yep.
So little things like that.
I don't know. I'll still say in the somewhat, so it's in the middle.
Do we do that? Do we allow that?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, Jesus.
What about
Scale
you,
broken
Scott?
again.
What you think?
I will say it does matter. I mean, I do want to say that it sort of matters, but I don't want to. I just don't feel like saying it today. So I will say the show does matter because it leaves you with things to talk about. You know, sometimes a show just happens. You're just like, it sucked. Wasn't that entertaining? There's nothing happened. There's lots of stuff that happened on this show, whether it was good or not. A lot of stuff happened on this show. You're gonna walk away like, let me tell you about fucking Halloween Havoc '97.
That's true.
Okay, you had Eddie Guerrero and Mysterio in a banger after banger after banger. Okay, but you had a wild follow up with Ric Flair and Curt Hennig.
Woo!
And you have to see it to believe it. A god awful main event featuring Hogan and Piper. Can you imagine people paying $40 for this in 1997 and getting what they got? And that's the thing with a lot of these pay-per-views, these PLEs, is looking back and saying people paid lots of money for this stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like seeing a PlayStation console at the Goodwill store. You're like, man, this thing went for like $300, $400, $500. Why is it here for $10? That's a bad example. I meant more like a Wii, a Nintendo Wii. I got a whole. I own like 6 Nintendo Wiis. That's how. If it works, it's valuable. Otherwise, it's a nice. What do you call
Accessory.
it? A weight. What do you call it?
Paperweight.
Paperweight. It's a nice
Work,
paperweight.
It works, brother.
Sega.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't know if I really like Mayhem like that. Yes, maybe. Attitude. Gotta have attitude.
Yeah, a few more.
Make sure you don't clean those contacts with benzene or isopropyl. Benzoate.
Nah. But all right, that was our final show for the month of October. And like I said earlier today, that our first show for November is going to be all about Bobby the Brain Heenan. All things Weasel.
And the family.
And the family. The Heenan family, one of the greatest families of all time. Next to the Lee family.
Who?
Yes, and you also know November is also Survivor Series time, so we got two Survivor Series shows lined up for you. And somebody has a birthday in the month of November. It ain't me.
It ain't me.
It's somebody else.
It must be John I keep going, but
Yeah,
You sure
fans are gonna
could.
be like, stop it.
yeah, Stratfax has a birthday, and I'll tell you his choice for the month of November. We're going to do a show that actually took place on his birthday in 1998. We're going to do, for the first time ever, WCW Thunder.
What?
So when I did my research, one of the matches on there was Rey Mysterio taking on Eddie Guerrero. So get that mask ready again, Platino.
Not right now.
Not now. Yeah, so. Yeah,
Put your pants back on.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you noticed.
Yep. So
Riverside notices.
that's what
Don't
we're
worry.
doing.
That's why they call me Papi Platano.
It's rotten.
Well, it's a little sweeter when it's yellow.
Man, do you peel that shit? Anyway. Okay. Why does the viewership always cut off at the end of the show? Just drops.
All right, Platino. It's been a good show. Close us out.
Oh, man.
That was it.
Yeah, that was the way to end it. Oh, I'm Papi Platano. We're here with Strapfax John, the future birthday boy. We have the host of the show, the notorious D.O.N. This is the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we will see you next week. Also, watch Terrifier number 3. Hi, guys.
Yo, watch number 2. He's in 2 too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to go back and watch it.
See?
On the
go.
cock. Oh,
Ooh.
sorry.
Not Prime.
Damn.
Prime.
I ain't watching them.
Oh, well.
See you next week.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Ooh.